Hey, first live video for Easy Natural English with Liam. There should be 9 of you watching at the moment. So if you're there, can you just tell me if you can hear me? Because this is the first time I've done this and I'm not really sure how it works. So yeah, if anyone's there, just let me know that you can hear me okay. You can type in the chat box. Because also I'm hoping that you're going to ask me some questions because I don't really have any topics. Oh, good, you can hear. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. And yeah, if you have any questions, please start asking your questions because I didn't really have any topics to talk about. Hoping that people are going to ask me some questions because normally, you watch my videos and you can't interact with me. But yeah, now if I say something, oh, hello, a few people coming in now. Thank you. Thanks for commenting. So if you have any questions, anything you want to know about, let me know. Oh, good. You can see me clearly. I'm glad. Great. Cool. I'll just start then by sort of talking about what I've done today and wait for you guys to ask some questions. And then hopefully we can have some interaction. That's the idea of making a live video. Oh, good. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know, guys. Thank you. So today I've been pretty busy. I've been working as usual, taught a few lessons this morning, and then I went over to help my friend's cafe. So I've been working in my friend's cafe recently. And it's been pretty fun making coffees again. It's been a long time since I made coffee. So I'm sort of like learning again how to do that. And then after that, I came home and taught some more lessons. And then I thought, okay, I have to quickly get ready for this live video. So yeah, today has been a bit busy, but I'm here now. And yeah, thank you all for letting me know that it's working. And please ask some questions so I have something to talk about because I don't really know what to talk to you about. I was hoping that people would ask some questions. Normally when I make my videos, I kind of have a topic ready and then I talk about that. But today I was hoping to have a bit more interaction. If there's something I've talked about in another video that you're not sure about, oh, hello, a few people coming in. If there's something that you wanted to know more about that I've talked about before, or even if you have a question about English or slang or something you saw in a movie or some culture or something, anything that you'd like. But thank you all for saying hello. Don't be shy. Someone needs to be the first person. I see a few people from different countries. Something looks like a few people from China. Definitely one person from Japan. Something written in Cyrillic, so maybe a Russian person. Okay, but no questions yet. So now I have to think of things to talk about. Well, I got a new setup for my computer, so it's quite comfortable now. I'm teaching online, so all day I'm sort of bending over my computer and my neck hurts, but now I have a new support for my computer to lift it up. Now I can be a bit more comfortable. Oh, and we got some more people. One of my students, I think, is there. Hello. Oh, hello. A few people saying hello now. Thanks, guys. Thank you for joining. So I was just saying to the others, please ask some questions, anything you want, because this is a bit, I wanted this to be a sort of Q&A. So I wanted this to be a opportunity for you to ask some questions. It can be anything, and then for us to have some interaction. So when I'm talking about something, you can interact with me, because normally the videos are recorded and you just have to listen and you can't say anything. So I wanted this to be a chance for you to ask some questions and then for me to talk with you. Because otherwise I'm just talking to myself and I don't have any topics prepared. Oh, okay. I like interview episodes. Do you prepare any more? Thank you. First question. Thank you very much. Yes, that's a good question. The interview episodes, I like them too. They're fun for me to make. And yeah, I think they're really useful for learning, because normally when I'm talking to myself, you can't hear the interaction between speakers. You can't hear the way people speak together like a real conversation. So I really want to do more interview episodes. But of course, making videos by myself is the easiest because I can just start recording whenever I want. But I need to find out how to do videos with Skype or Zoom, because I've been thinking about doing some interviews with people in other places. Because when you say interview episodes, you probably mean the interviews that I've done with my wife. But I haven't done any with anyone else yet. There is a podcaster in Okinawa. Here in Okinawa, there's a podcaster I've been talking to who perhaps wants to do an interview episode with me. So we might get together and do one of those. But I want to figure out, or I want to learn how to do like a video conference and how to record that. It's probably very simple, but I'm not very good with technology. So I need to look on the internet to learn how to do that. I know at least my good friend who lives in Spain. So he's a British guy, but he lives in Spain and he works as an online fitness instructor. He said that he would do a video with me. So I want to do a kind of interview video with him. And I thought that when I do these interview videos, I could make it like very much natural English, speaking like quickly and very naturally. But then perhaps for the video, I could just kind of write some explanations of difficult words, perhaps put subtitles to make it a bit easier, and make some more conversation interview type videos that somehow can be a little bit easier. It's a very good question. I do want to prepare some more, but I have to learn how to do it via the internet, via Skype or via Zoom. And then I'll start doing that. I'd also like to try to work with some other YouTubers, perhaps. I thought it could be fun for some other small English learning YouTubes like mine, someone who's like on the same level, and perhaps they'd like to do a collaboration with me. So I'd have to contact them and ask them if they want to join me. Perhaps it could be interesting to hear like two English teachers talking, or have two English teaching YouTubers talking or something. Perhaps that could be fun, I thought. If anyone else has any questions, please don't be shy. Thank you, Eva, for that question. You really helped me because as I said, I haven't prepared anything to talk about. So if anyone else has any questions, please let me know. Oh, what's that? You have visited many different countries. Is this related to your job? Thank you. Good question. So actually, no, it's not really related to my work. It's not related to my job. I just, I lived in a small city in the UK. It's called Norwich. And I lived there until I was 19. And it's quite a small city. And I didn't travel much when I was younger. My family didn't have much money when I was younger, so we couldn't go to other countries. So when I was 19, I had only been to Spain before. I'd visited Spain once, and otherwise. I hadn't been to any other countries. So when I was 19, I just thought, oh, I really want to see the world. I really want to go to other countries. So, France was close, and I was interested in France at that time, watching a lot of French movies. And then I just went to France for a while, and I just wanted to know, like, how can I go there? And I found a website called Woofing. That's WWOOF, and it means Willing Workers of Organic Farming. So it's like a kind of volunteer work on farms. So I went to France, started working on farms, and then after that, I went to Portugal because my friend was in Portugal, and I started working in bars. And then after that, I went to Holland and just worked in a restaurant. So I was just doing different jobs in different places. So really, I just wanted to go and live in different countries and experience different things. So it wasn't because of my work, it was because I just wanted to do that. And then later, my first English teaching job was in Vietnam, because I was interested in languages. And, when I was in Vietnam, becoming a teacher was pretty easy. There's a lot of jobs for English teachers in Vietnam. And I thought, well, I like languages. I've always liked teaching things. Why not be an English teacher? And I started doing it, and I really enjoyed it. Found it a very rewarding job. I liked helping people with learning things. So then I decided I wanted to do more English teaching. And then, I went to different countries then. But I wasn't necessarily moving somewhere because of my job. It was more like move somewhere and then find a job. So now I'm in Japan. This time I came with my wife, but the first time I came to Japan, that was before we were together. And the reason I came to Japan was just because I thought Japan seemed like an interesting country. I like Japanese food. I like Japanese movies and things. So I just wanted to move to Japan. And that was the same with the other countries I lived in, was just thought that they seemed interesting. So I just wanted to move there, and then I found a job when I got there. And sometimes it wasn't so easy. There were many times when I arrived in a country and I couldn't find a job, and I had like almost no money left. So some of the worst cases were like when I arrived in Holland, I only had a very small amount of money, a few €100, and I spent it all very quickly. And then I really had like €0 left. I had no money left. But luckily, I got a job in a youth hostel. So youth hostel, or sometimes it's called a backpackers. It's like a cheap hotel for backpackers to stay in, with dorm rooms, many beds. And I got a job there, and then they let me live there for free. And then I got a job at the same time in a restaurant, and in the restaurant I could get free food, so I could survive until I got some money again. And then I made some money, and then I moved to New Zealand, and that was also pretty desperate situation. When I got to New Zealand, I didn't have much money, and I couldn't find a job at first. But again, I was quite lucky. There was a hostel, again, one of these cheap backpacker type hotels. And I told them I don't have any money. But I kind of spoke to the owner, and he said, okay, if you give me your passport, so I know you cannot run away, then you can pay me later. And then I found a job, and then I started paying him later. So there were some pretty desperate situations sometimes. That's a good question. Anyone else have any questions? Please don't be shy. And you can ask questions while I'm talking. You don't need to wait for me to stop talking to ask your questions, because if I'm talking and if there's like 5 questions, then I can just answer one, and then when I'm finished, I can start answering the other questions. Do you celebrate Easter in Japan? Also a good question. Most, I think most people in Japan don't celebrate Easter, because Easter is traditionally a Christian holiday. So Easter is definitely something that's usually celebrated in countries that have a Christian tradition. I actually don't know if most Japanese people know what Easter is. I know there's at least one, two, three. There's at least three Japanese people I can see watching. Do you know what Easter is? Do you know anything about Easter? Um, yeah, so I don't think people really celebrate Easter here usually. I mean, in the UK these days, because the UK is not so Christian anymore, yeah, they go at least one Japanese person there saying, no, I don't know what Easter is. Well, Easter in the Christian tradition, Easter is said to be the day that Jesus came back to life. So he was killed and then he came back to life a few days later, kind of to say goodbye to everyone. Then he died again. Yeah, another Japanese person. Eggs. Yeah, eggs. Christmas, Easter equals eggs. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Now, these days, it's just eggs. I mean, in the UK, Easter is just a time when we eat chocolate eggs. When I was younger, I really liked the chocolate eggs because you get like these big chocolate eggs and they're hollow, which means there's a space in the middle and you get some other sweets inside. It's really good. I see someone saying, I wonder why there are so many rabbit things. Yeah, rabbits. I think somewhere along, I don't know. I'm not sure if there's a Christian connection to the rabbits. I've never actually looked it up, but I think the connection, at least when I think of the UK, Easter is around the beginning of spring. So Easter has also kind of become a time when we just celebrate the beginning of spring. They're kind of connected. And in spring, you see lots of rabbits because they have their babies. All the rabbits are out. And it's also why you see like baby chickens like as decoration because like all the baby chickens are born. It's kind of a time to celebrate life, beginning of life. Same reason for the eggs. Eggs symbolize like beginning of life. So yeah, it's kind of it's a time when like, oh, winter's finished and now like life can start again. And, all the flowers come out and the blossom. And yeah, I think that's why we sort of have rabbits and eggs and things. But yeah, chocolate eggs are fun. You get a big chocolate egg. It's very fun. Okay, other questions here. Someone's asking, which country do I like best besides Japan? So yeah, maybe I've said in my videos before that I like Japan to live in. For me, it's a very convenient and peaceful and safe and fun and delicious country to live in. But besides Japan, I like really, I've never disliked the country. I liked every country I visited, really. The world is a big, beautiful place with lots of variety. So I really enjoy all countries. If I have to choose and like sort of favorites, France definitely has a place in my heart. France is definitely a country I like a lot, but I think it also makes a difference because I can speak French. So I can talk to people, I can communicate, I can get a job in France. I had a job working in a bar before in France, and I could speak to my colleagues and speak to customers. And I used to talk to my roommates, and I could like easily communicate, easily go around. So yeah, I like France a lot, and the food is really great in France. Cheese is great, bread is great. And I really like pastries. Pastries are like croissants or pain au chocolat. So yeah, I like France a lot. Also, I like the sense of humor in France. I like that people are quite sarcastic, kind of joking quite a lot. It's quite similar to sort of UK. Okay, I see some other people asking some things here. I'm a beginner mostly. I don't understand, even if I have listened many, many times, how to improve listening skill. Unfortunately, there's no secret, there's no quick way. Really what you're doing now, listening a lot, listening for a long time, is great. I'm sure you have improved. If you're listening every day and you're listening a lot, then you must have improved. I mean, it seems like you're understanding what I'm saying now, which means your English listening is good already, because it's not easy. I'm making it a bit easier, but it's not that easy. So yeah, keep listening as much as you can. Also, if you're finding you're listening and it's really hard to understand anything, then just try listening to easier things. Try to watch TV shows for children. Try to watch things with the English subtitles on to make it easier. Listen to podcasts like mine that are for people learning English, and other ones like mine that are for people learning English will be a bit easier. And if you just keep doing it, also just reading will help as well, because if you're hearing words you don't know, then you won't be able to understand it. So keep reading too. Just keep interacting with English as much as possible. Someone on next thing on here says, I think it's Britain. Maybe you're talking about my favorite places. To be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of Britain. There are things I like about Britain, but it's not a place that I want to live anymore. What are the interesting rules of Japan? Question from one of my students, I see. Interesting rules. Well, I like a lot of the rules in Japan. I like the rules on the train. No answering phones on the train. People have to queue up nicely, so it's really peaceful. I like the rules in Japan. Also, in the shop, you have a special place for queuing up or making a line, so everybody knows where to stand, and things work nice and orderly. They work well. But yeah, particularly I like the things about noise. Not making noise is nice, because for example, when I lived in Spain, Spain's a great country, lots of nice things about Spain, but the trains are very loud. Actually, same as the UK. The UK is the same. So when I used to get on the train and try to read a book, it was very hard to concentrate, and everyone's making noise, speaking loudly on their phone, sometimes watching a video on their phone in the morning, ha ha ha, like laughing with the sound playing from the video. So yeah, I like the train rules in Japan. It's nice and quiet. Oh, we're getting more and more questions now. What are the, okay. You are preparing a video outside the apartment. Maybe you're asking me, are you going to prepare a video outside of the apartment in Nature City? That's a good question. I want to. The reason I haven't is because I have two microphones here, but they're both USB microphones. They both plug into my laptop to record. What I really need is a microphone that can attach to my camera. This is the camera I use to record my videos. Today I'm just using my webcam attached to my laptop. Usually I use this. It's called the Canon G7X. And it's a nice camera, but I didn't realize until after I bought it that actually you can't exactly, it's not very easy to attach a microphone to this camera. Some cameras you can attach microphones easily, but this one, it's not very easy to attach a microphone. So recording outside, I'm not really sure how to record sound exactly, but something I have thought about doing is perhaps walking around recording things and then later narrating the video. So record the audio after. So go around and record some things and then later stick the audio on there. but I'm not sure. I need to come up with some good ideas. But yes, it would be good to record some videos outside because it could be more interesting. I'm always inside. It's probably getting boring seeing this background. So it'd be good to do something outside, and also it will give me an opportunity to talk about some different vocabulary and things as well. Oh, another one of my students. Hello, Joel. So another question, have you watched the movie you're in? This is also one of my students. Have I watched? Yes, I have watched it. Yeah. How was it? It's a pretty good movie. So if you don't know what he's talking about, I made a video recently, made a podcast episode recently about a Japanese movie that I was in. If you want to know how I got into this movie, then go and listen to that episode. But I got in this movie. It's called Okusama wa Toriatsukai Chūi. And I went to watch it the other day. Yes, I have seen it. I went to watch it and it was pretty good. But unfortunately, you can't really see me. My part was very small in the movie. And I could recognize myself, but it was sort of just the back of my head or scenes where I'm like laying on the ground. You couldn't clearly see my face, but you can see my name in the credits. So if you can read Japanese katakana, then you'll see my name in the credits at the end of the movie. Yeah, you can see my name, but unfortunately you can't really see my face, I don't think. I'm waiting for the movie, after the cinema. I want to see the movie on Netflix or, DVD or something, so I can pause it and try to see if you can see me in the movie. You can see me, but like I said, I don't think you can really see my face, unfortunately. But it's a good movie. Yeah, you should go and watch it. It's fun. What destination country do you want to visit? Thank you, Eva. You're asking a lot of questions. Thank you for giving me things to talk about. What countries? I want to visit everywhere, really. I said earlier, I've enjoyed all the countries I traveled to. I don't understand when sometimes people say, I went to that country, I didn't like it. There's something good about every country, really. So I really want to go everywhere. I think when the pandemic is, finally, maybe hopefully over, or at least reduced to like a safe situation where we can travel again, then I want to perhaps go to South Korea because it's very close to Japan, or also Hong Kong. They're two places very close to Japan, and I haven't been to either of them. I haven't, or China. I'd like to go to China as well. So I think next somewhere just close, because it's been a long time since I've traveled. So when we can finally travel again, it'll be nice just to go on a quick, easy trip somewhere. So yeah, maybe South Korea or China or Hong Kong. Somewhere just close, I think, next. But yeah, I definitely want to visit lots of different places. I've been around quite a lot of Europe and quite a lot of Asia. I've only been to one country in Africa, and I've only been to, like, in the whole of like the American continent, I've only been around the New York area. So I want to go to more like Latin America. I want to go to more African countries. Yeah, I want to go everywhere. I'd like to visit everywhere, really, if I can. Okay. What is the most important thing to keep motivated in language learning? Perhaps I've mentioned this in episodes before, but I think the most important thing is to do something that you like doing. And that's the great thing about language learning, is you can do anything. So what do I mean by that? Well, like if you want to get good at playing the guitar, really the only thing you can do is play the guitar. But if you want to get good at English, you can watch movies in English, read books in English, play video games in English, read recipes in English. Whatever you like doing, you can now do that in English. Like, if you like knitting, making scarves. You can buy a book about knitting in English, or you can watch YouTube videos about knitting in English. So you can do like anything that you enjoy in English. And this is what I do with Japanese. I try to stick to things that I find interesting, because if I don't, I find I lose motivation, or I just can't focus. So before, I try to read some books or watch some movies because I thought they would have some valuable vocabulary, but because I wasn't really interested in them, it meant that I didn't focus, I didn't pay attention, and it just was kind of a waste of time. So then I just like didn't think, oh, this is good for learning English. I just learning Japanese, just forgot about that and just watched things in Japanese or read things in Japanese that I was interested in. And then as a natural byproduct, I learned much more from them. And I just wanted to keep watching them, keep reading them or something. At the moment I'm reading this book, which is like a mystery book. And it doesn't feel like study, because this is a mystery book. I'm really close to the end now. So it's like really exciting. So all I want to do is like read this book. I don't think, oh, I need to study Japanese. I just think, I want to read this book. I want to know what's going to happen. So, even picking it up now, I think, oh, I want to read it. I'm really excited to find out what's going to happen at the end of this book. So yeah, it's really, really good. So yeah, it's important just to have something that you find interesting. And another good thing for motivation is to sometimes check your own level, because if you take an English exam, then it's not always a good test of your level. There are some people who speak English really well and understand English really well, and they can't pass exams because exams like test you on these kind of grammar rules that don't really matter, or like really formal and awkward. So a good way of like checking your level, and again, this is something I do myself, is like if you watch a TV show or you read something, in 2, 3, 4 months, even 1 year, go and watch it again, or listen to it again, or read it again, and just see how much easier it is. Like somebody up here earlier, one of you said, I've listened a lot, but like you feel like your level's not getting better, but I'm sure it is. If you're listening, then it's definitely getting better. Like all the time you're reading English or trying to speak English or interacting with English, you must be getting better. Like it's impossible to get worse. You're definitely getting better. So like to this person, go back and listen to something you listened to like 2 or 3 months ago, and I promise you'll see like, oh, this is easier. Like you'll know that it's like you'll be able to see that that your level has improved. That's what I do. Yeah, and you really notice the difference if you're practicing every day. Even something you watched or listened to 3 months ago, you go back again, you'll be like, oh, I can understand so much more this time. Or if it's speaking, you talk to someone in English about a topic and it might be a bit difficult, and then you try again, and then you'll be like, oh, I can speak about this much easier now. So it's definitely good for your motivation. Okay, I talk quite a lot about motivation. Okay, you're gonna go and watch In-Betweeners again. Great. Yeah, I know that you. So this is one of my students here, so I know that she likes. I know she likes In-Betweeners a lot. And it's a good British TV show. If you want to learn like real British English, In-Betweeners is a good TV show for that. It's on Netflix. Okay, how are your lessons going? They're going good. Yeah, going good. Actually, recently I've been very busy. I've got a lot of new students coming, and my regular students still coming back as well. I don't know what it is about April, but yeah, it's been very busy recently. So yeah, they're going very well, and I've got everyone's motivated. It's a good thing about teaching online. Before, when I was teaching in English schools, sometimes people would come who maybe their work has sent them, and they sometimes didn't have much motivation. But all my students on italki, because it's like online platform, people are signing up themselves. Everybody's motivated, and it's really nice. So I really like teaching students who are motivated. Doesn't matter people's level, if you're a beginner or advanced, as long as you're motivated, then it's fun for me to teach you. So yeah, I really like teaching at the moment. I mean, I always like teaching, but it's really, really good when students have motivation. That makes a big difference. Someone saying that book is popular in China. Yeah, I've heard it's popular. Actually, it was recommended, even though it's a Japanese book, it was recommended to me by one of my Korean students. She was talking about good Japanese books, and she actually recommended that to me. Okay. Someone saying konnichiwa. Hello to SK02MK. Hello. The subtitles really help to improve my listening skills. Yeah, I think subtitles can really help. Of course, I think it's very good to just listen to English to get used to the sounds of listening, because sometimes if we read the subtitles too much, then sometimes we're not exactly listening, we're kind of just reading. But yeah, I definitely think subtitles can be very helpful to like bridge the gap between reading and listening. Sometimes like there's things you might hear and it just sounds like blah, blah, blah. and then one day you hear that and you read the subtitles at the same time, and then you're like, oh, that's what they're saying when they say that, like that's what that is. And then next time you hear that blah, 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 next time you can understand it, because you can kind of make that connection. So yeah, definitely using subtitles is good. With Japanese things, I always like podcasts and things, just listen. If it's like an easier TV show, I just listen. And then when it's a little bit more difficult, then I always I put the subtitles onto the Japanese subtitles and read them at the same time. I see my wife has just joined in to ask for me to talk about our cats, which I am going to do at one point. I want to make a video about our cats, because they're our cats are very cute. I want to put some photos and videos of them on there. I feel embarrassed now, knowing I hope my wife is not listening. Oh, and my mother-in-law is here too. It's gonna get like the whole family on here. Hi, movie star. If there is the work of the movie again, do you want to appear? So someone was asking, do I want to be in another movie? Yes, I would love to be in another movie. It's really hard to find jobs in movies. I mentioned in the episode before that I did some work in Malaysia for a little while as an extra, and then I did some here in Japan, but it's always just extra work. It's always just standing around or moving without talking. I'd really like to have a talking part. Would be really fun, especially if I could like do some different accents or something. It would be really fun. Someone here, without English subtitles, I can't understand regional accents in the UK. Don't feel bad, neither can my wife. My wife is a native English speaker. She speaks American English, and yeah, she can't understand a lot of British accents without the subtitles on. When we watch Peaky Blinders, she needs to have subtitles. And then my mother-in-law is on here telling me to talk about her cats as well as my cats. Okay, I'll make a video about cats, about everyone's cats. Feel embarrassed now knowing people, knowing family members are watching. Does anyone else have any questions? I finally answered all the questions. There were a lot of questions that came all at the same time, so I kind of tried to answer them all really quickly, but now I actually ran out of questions. Maybe I asked them too quickly. So don't be shy, even if it's a stupid question. What about you? Oh, what is your dream? Okay. What's my dream? I would like to have my own business. I think like a lot of people, I don't want to like work for somebody else. I don't want to have a boss. I want to have my own business. That's why I really like teaching online at the moment, because, I don't have a boss. I do my own thing. But it would be nice to have like, yeah, like a real business. So sometimes my wife and I talk about having a cafe. And I've talked a lot about cafes and coffee. I think you all know that I really like coffee and I like working in cafes, but it's quite a hard business to run. It's quite hard to run a cafe. It's hard to make money having a cafe. Like the profit, the money you make is not so high, not so much. So yeah, cafe would be nice, but maybe also something like an English school might be good. Running an English school might be a bit easier. I think I'd like to have, so there are some English schools that really focus on, so a lot of English schools teach, with textbooks all the time. And perhaps if you're a regular viewer or a regular listener, you'll know I don't really like textbooks so much. I mean, textbooks are useful, but not all the time. So I like the idea of having one of these schools where they teach a lot through input. And that does exist. There's these schools. There's even one in Tokyo where they have like lots of different books from beginner level to advanced level. When I say books, I mean like storybooks. And the students can choose the books and they can read like the easy ones and then make their way to the more difficult ones. And then they talk to the teacher if they need any help understanding. And then they write reports. So they write things about what they thought about the books, and then they discuss the books. So it's kind of like a big organized book club for like learning English. So if I could have a school like that, would be pretty cool. And then teach like all different ages and levels. That would be cool. Another idea for a business is also perhaps like having some kind of small hotel or something as well. But I don't know, some kind of business. That's my dream. So good question. Yeah, that's what I'd like to do. Cassie, my wife, is asking what's my favorite food. I think she already knows. I often just say cereal, because of course, like, when I eat, well, actually, I really do like cereal, but there's some really nice foods out there, pizza and sushi and, curry and all these other foods. But I don't always feel like eating those things. But cereal, I can eat at any time of the day. So I really like cereal. Someone else is asking how to cook. How to cook what? What do you want to know how to cook? Is that a question? How to cook? You need fire and water and ingredients and maybe oil. That's how to cook. Yeah. What do you want to know how to cook? And then I can answer that question. How long have you been learning Japanese? It's been about 3 years now. Yeah, just 3 years. It's kind of like almost exactly 3 years now. Yep, it takes a long time to learn a language. I feel more comfortable in Japanese now, but still got a long way to go. I'm studying every day for like 5 hours at least, but learning another language takes a long time, and learning to read in Japanese takes a long time. When I try any like exams or tests in Japanese, the reading part is I'm too slow at reading, so I need to get faster at reading. Yeah, so about 3 years, and yeah, still going to be probably for the rest of my life trying to get perfect at it, as close as possible. Just started watching your live. Could you give a short summary, please? Can you talk about your tattoos? What do they mean? Hello, thanks for joining. Short summary. Well, I've just been answering questions. That's the idea of this live. And also I will save this live video. So if you did miss the beginning, I'm going to post it later, so you'll be able to go back and watch the whole thing if you want to. I don't know I don't know if it's that exciting. It's just me answering questions. So that's basically been it. I haven't been talking about one topic. It's been different topics that people have been asking. yeah, and I'll put it back. I'll put it on there later if you want to watch the beginning. And can I talk about my tattoos? Yeah, I have a lot of tattoos. If you've watched some videos, you might have caught some glimpses. You might have seen some of my tattoos, and perhaps you've noticed that they're all animals or plants. I really like nature. I studied ecology, been watching nature documentaries and reading books about nature my whole life. I really like nature, going out into nature. So I've just got a lot of tattoos of like animals and plants. They don't exactly mean anything. I just like the look of things, and I get them. I think when you have meanings to tattoos, it can be a bit of a mistake because like sometimes you have this thought like of a meaning and you really believe in it and you get the tattoo, and then later you kind of regret it. Maybe your thoughts change. So I don't really care about meanings with tattoos. I mean, yeah, they're just like things. They're just like, these are bears. This is a deer. This is a flower. They're just pictures of things. This is a fox. This is like a deer skull. It's a badger, another kind of animal. And yeah, on my body too, I have just more animals and plants and things. Do you cook Japanese or Western foods? Both. I live in Japan, so it's really easy to buy Japanese ingredients. So we cook a lot of Japanese food at home, especially lazy Japanese food. So I mean, from like roux, roux is like, you can get these cubes in Japan that you just make a curry or cream stew or something, and you just throw things in a pot and water and boil it very easily. So yeah, we do that kind of thing a lot. Very lazy, kind of easy easy cooking. We make Western food too. Again, kind of easy stuff, usually pasta and things like that. Do you want to have a dog or other animal? Well, I already have 2 cats and I really love my cats. Yeah, having a dog would be fun. But yeah, I think now with the cats, I don't think they would like it if we brought a dog home. They're probably quite angry with us. And these days, my wife and I, we're both very busy. So, having a dog is hard. You have to take it for a walk, twice a day. And dogs need a lot of attention. Cats most of the time. We got 2 cats, so they're quite happy spending time just with each other. They fight and play and run around and they entertain each other. So it's quite easy having cats. Okay. More questions. How did you meet your wife, and how long did you date before you married her? Well, we met in Osaka. We actually met through a dating application. So both of us were single, living in Osaka, both decided to try internet dating. It's very good timing, very good chance, because both of us, or neither of us, had tried dating apps before. I'd never tried dating apps. She'd never tried dating apps. And then we both were at the same time thought, oh, let's try dating apps. And we both tried them, and we met through this dating app. We dated a little bit, but then my wife wasn't really interested in me that way. She was like, oh, let's just be friends. And then finally, years later, when I was, so we were like just friends. And then later I went to live in France, and she messaged me and said, hey, I want to come. So she was in Japan, I was in France. She said, I want to travel in Europe. I think I'm going to Italy. Do you want to join me and travel, as friends? And we met there as friends, but Italy is a very romantic country, and we became a couple. And then we moved to Spain together. And then we lived in Spain for a while. And then we got married when we were living in Spain. But so we'd known each other for a long time before we got married. But actually, we weren't dating that long before we got married. Because we both really liked each other, but also to stay in Europe, Cassie needed a visa to stay in Europe. So we kind of just crazily thought, well, let's just get married and then you can get a visa to stay in Europe. But it actually wasn't that easy. But yeah, that's why we got married a bit early, but no regrets. We kind of knew we wanted to get married eventually one day anyway. We were both very happy together. So and you're saying my wife is pretty and I'm handsome. Well, thank you very much. I'm sure you are too. Could you say how to learn new vocabulary? Regular listener from Russia. Hello. Yes, I recognize your name. You're commenting on like every video. Thank you so much. It really helps when you guys comment on the videos, and I know this person is always commenting on the video. So yeah, I really appreciate that. That helps a lot. Ways to learn new vocabulary. Of course, just more input. I always talk about listening, but I also think for new vocabulary, reading is really, really good. I think I learn a lot of vocabulary through reading, because sometimes when you're listening, you might kind of understand what they're talking about. You get the idea of what they're talking about, but perhaps a lot of the words just kind of go by. Whereas, when you're reading, you can kind of stop and, really focus on the words, and, perhaps they can stay in your mind a bit more. And you'll notice them easier when they come up. And then definitely, if you want to remember the vocabulary, I really recommend an app called Anki, which I've talked about before. So Anki is spelled, I'll put it in the box here. Anki, spelled like that, Anki. And if you don't know about this app, I made a video about it before. So if you search Anki on my channel, you'll find a video that I made about that. And it's an app that's really useful for making flashcards. And it really helps to memorize vocabulary. And I'd really recommend when you put the new vocabulary on your flashcard, or if I think it's a really good system to use, put the whole sentence on there. So if you're reading a book or listening, take the word with the whole sentence and put it on there. So you know how to use the vocabulary, you understand the context and the grammar, and it will also make it easier to remember the vocabulary. So don't learn vocabulary just words by themselves. And I really don't recommend learning from like vocabulary lists, like those books that have vocabulary lists, because I've seen a lot of those books and they have words that you'll just never hear. Maybe that word's outdated, maybe it's old, maybe it's not useful. You don't know the context. Is this a formal word? Is this a slang word or something? So learning words in context, from books, from movies, from YouTube or something is best, because they'll be easier to remember, they'll be more useful, and you'll know how to use them. So yeah, that's how I'd say learn vocabulary. Yeah. Thank you. I will watch it then. What will you watch? What were we talking about? I can't remember what we were talking about. Okay. Right about tattoos. I have a cat on my leg just because I love cats. Yeah. So this person was asking about my tattoos, and I said I have animals just because I like animals, and she's saying same thing. Yeah, me too. I have an octopus on my leg, and on the other leg I have just a weird pattern. It doesn't really mean anything either. Thanks for answering my question. You're welcome. Thanks for asking questions. And yeah, and I've answered all of the questions now, I think. If I've missed your question, then please let me know if I missed anyone's question. I think I answered all the questions. If I did miss somebody, then please just say again, hey, you forgot my question, and just type it in and I'll answer it. Any more questions, anyone? I might wrap it up soon because I've been doing this for 55 minutes now. That time went very quickly, actually. It was quite fun. Thank you so much to everybody who asked questions, because yeah, I needed something to talk about. You're going to have your supper after this live, right? Yes, I am probably going to have my supper, although I don't usually use the word supper. I'd usually just say dinner. Supper is a bit of an old word now. I mean, I think my parents sometimes say supper. supper is like usually a late meal. So it could be dinner or it could be like later. I don't usually say the word supper, but yeah, actually my wife is very kindly cooking tonight. She's making goya champaru, which is Okinawan food. So there's an Okinawan vegetable called goya. The English word is bitter gourd, but I think most English speakers don't know what this is. Even if you said the English word, I don't think they'll understand. It's a big green vegetable with lumps, and it's bitter, and it's very popular in Okinawa. So she's making a stir fry with this vegetable, and it also has tofu and egg and pork. So that's what we're going to have for dinner tonight. And yes, I think tonight I might play some video games with my friend who lives in Spain. So it's something I do like once a week. My friend who lives in Spain, it's a good way to connect with him. He lives very far away, and we can't go to a bar together. We can't go to a cafe together. We can't do sports together. So it's very nice to be able to play video games with him and kind of interact like that. I'm going to use dinner afterwards. I don't want to feel old. Yeah. So the person that just said about supper, yeah, use dinner. I think the word supper is a bit old now. So yeah, use the word dinner. That's safer. Yeah. And my mother-in-law again is asking me to talk about her cats again. Her cats have actually featured in some of the videos before. So if you watch some of the older videos, we were staying at my mother-in-law's house. So mother-in-law, means my wife's mother. She very kindly let us stay at her house for a while when we first got to Okinawa. So if you go back and watch those videos, you can see her cats sometimes running past me in the background or sitting on the sofa behind me or something. Yeah, they're very cute cats. One's called Simba, and the other one's called Archer. And yeah, they're two very funny cats, very funny personalities. Okay, well, I guess I'll wrap it up about here. I was thinking about just doing an hour. I think an hour is long enough. You're probably all bored now. I'll just give you a couple of minutes to see if there's any last questions. Maybe if there's one last question. If not, then yeah, I can go have my dinner and just relax for the evening because the day has been a very busy day. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining in. Thank you all so much for asking questions because yeah, I needed something to talk about. And it's fun. Hopefully it was fun for you. Normally I'm just talking to myself when I record, so it was really nice to have the interaction with you guys like this. Oh, thank you. Okay. Good. Thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, it worked quite well. So maybe I'll do another one. At the moment I have like just over 1,000 subscribers. So, I've got a few people joining in, but yeah, hopefully when I get to like 2,000 subscribers or something, I'll do another one. And then hopefully we'll have more people joining in and we can get more questions. And yeah, maybe I can try to do different time as well to get some other people, because this one, maybe yeah, people in Asia could join because it's the evening. People in Europe could join because it's like the morning, but anyone who's living in America, I think it's like the middle of the night now. So yeah, I'll try and do one again soon. Well, yeah, thank you guys so much. I hope you all have a good evening or a good morning or a good day, whatever time it is for you. Come back here again soon. And yeah, I'll see you all again next time. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Bye.